Hello, friends, and welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Downey. Breaking news on today's show. Didn't take very long, huh? The Cowboys have a new head coach. They have agreed to terms and officially signed Mike McCarthy as the new coach. Mike McCarthy has told media members that it's a done deal, that he's signed. The Cowboys haven't announced it, but look, it's a done deal. The Cowboys, we know, interviewed two coaches. Mike McCarthy, Marvin Lewis. I believe they spoke to others. Maybe they reached out to others as well and were quickly shot down. McCarthy comes in as of course, the former Green Bay Packers. We know how that ended. It did not end well. McCarthy now comes in. He's the new head coach. And the Cowboys clearly did, in the end, want a coach with NFL head coaching experience. And on that front, McCarthy was the right hire because the rest of the options out there, they weren't great. You're looking at the John Foxes, the Marvin Lewises of the world. Those aren't that impressive whatsoever. So give me your one-word reaction on the Cowboys hiring Mike McCarthy. Are you impressed? Are you sad? Are you confused? Are you surprised it moved so quickly? Is it a comfortable, a safe hire? All of those make sense. So what's your one-word reaction to the Cowboys going from McCarthy? We'll keep this up for a little bit. I'll give some shout-outs here as well. Last True Pages, that's fantastic. Awesome, solid, wow, crappy, interesting, sad, another one there. Junk, potential, shocked, solid, safe, solid, sad, fast, surprised, quick. Ooh, pissed from adult fan there. That's interesting. Wow, surprised, interesting, solid, great, hopefully, experienced. That's a good one too. Conflicted. I think that's fair. I will give out Jim's 2 words from Tom last year. Cautiously optimistic. That's fair. That's absolutely fair there. Excellent, impressed, needed, blah, finally, better. That's a good one too. Optimistic, surprised. I haven't seen Upgrade, but I think Upgrade is certainly one that fits here for the Dallas Cowboys, going from Jason Garrett to Mike McCarthy. Yes, McCarthy had Aaron Rodgers. I am aware of that. I get that. But it's better. I mean, honestly, if you put Aaron Rodgers on a prime Jason Garrett team, how many more playoff wins do they get? 2, 3. We don't think it's that many, right? We don't think it is. Because that's who Jason Garrett is. So McCarthy comes over with a vastly better playoff record, a better win percentage. More touch, I hate, but that's beside the point there. And of course, the Super Bowl that you needed. And I will bring this up again. Better make sure you have a change for McCarthy. Things got stale for McCarthy in his time at Green Bay. Remember, he was the Saints offensive coordinator, the Niners OC, and then the Packers head coach from 2006 to 2018. In the end, Green Bay was happy with the way things went overall. They weren't happy with the way things ended, but they got a championship. That's a big deal. If you can give me a championship in Mike McCarthy, I'm in. Just give me the one. That's all I'm asking for right now. Dating back, the Niners, the Saints, the Packers, Chiefs. He was also the Chiefs quarterbacks coach, and before that, the Chiefs OC. Funny how coaching staff changes can impact what ends up happening. He was also at Pitt for a while as a GA, grad assistant, and the receivers coach. Began his career at Fort Hays State. Bonus points if anyone can tell me where Fort Hays State is. Producer Brett is feeling pretty good about it already. That's kind of impressing there. I know you know it, Brett, because that's cheating. It's cheating if producer Brett knows where it is. So with McCarthy now in place as the Dallas Cowboys head coach, grade the hire. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know. I am surprised some people are calling this a puppet hire. It is a comfortable hire. Don't know if it's a true puppet hire, but that's besides the point. McCarthy doesn't want to be the GM, but the Cowboys weren't going to bring in a head coach who wanted GM power. Yeah, Will McClay for that job. Fine. So grade the hire. A, B, C, D, or F. I am going with a B. This was an easy one to talk myself into. I'm not guaranteeing anything here. It is no doubt a safe hire. I would have preferred being aggressive and swinging for the fences and trying to do something maybe a little bit different. I wouldn't have minded going the college route for my head coach. The Cowboys wanted someone with experience because if we're being honest here, Jerry doesn't have that much time. Jerry doesn't want to waste a year adjusting to a new head coach. Now, the mistake was giving Garrett an extra year because he could have had a younger head coach and had the adjustment year and he'd be in the same place right now. But I give it a B. Hopefully, it works out. There is no guarantee, but it's a safer hire. If you wanted to go with an NFL experienced coach, you really weren't going to find a better one. That's just my mindset. Now, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. That's chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. I mentioned this point earlier, I'll make it again. You absolutely need to have a changed Mike McCarthy. If the Mike McCarthy we saw at the end of 2017, at the end of 2018, that's not going to work. There was no chance that it's going to work out. You have to have a changed head coach, someone who learned from where things went wrong at the end of his tenure in Green Bay. The stale scheme, the lack of motion. And McCarthy is pointing to Kellen Moore's design, to something he's liked that he's seen in the past year. And hopefully, he does bring in an actual analytical team. If he does, I feel a little bit better about this. But if it's the same guy, it's not going to work out. Yeah. Now, for those of you, I think I saw this in the comments too, McCarthy and Jerry Jones. Per Adam Schefter, McCarthy stayed over at Jerry's house Saturday night, and once you stay at Jerry's house, he doesn't lose his guy. As we mentioned earlier, this was a Jerry hire. Jerry is the one who wanted McCarthy. And you think about what we know about the search, the leaks that have come out that they wanted someone with experience. I believe that Jerry was the one who really wanted an experienced coach because he didn't want to have to go through a learning process with a first-time head coach, be it college or be it a current NFL assistant. McCarthy, interview went well the first night, stayed over the next night. They interviewed Marvin Lewis as well. That satisfied the Rooney Rule. Now they've moved quickly into hiring McCarthy as their head coach. Kind of crazy, right? How quickly this whole thing went down. We went from sitting around here waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Like, okay, when are they going to dump Jason Garrett? We all know it's coming. And then I think once they really got going with Mike McCarthy and Jerry's like, this is the guy I want, they said, okay, Jason, you're finally out. And I wonder if deep down Jerry had this in his back pocket, and I'm kind of concerned about it. But what if deep down he's like, if I can't find anybody, I'm just going to bring back Jason Garrett for one more year. Now, they would have found somebody, but I think that could have been a possibility there. Now the question becomes, what did the Cowboys do with their coaching staff? Now, several of these guys' contracts are up. I believe Doug Nussmeier, I believe Gary Brown's deals are up. There was a report that Mike McCarthy was reaching out to running back coach candidates. You could still bring back Gary Brown, but I'm also, I saw someone say, if they don't keep Gary Brown, I don't want Mike McCarthy. Guys, you should not be determining your assistants to stay or not based on the running backs coach or whatever head coach you want. That's not the route you go. I would keep John Kitna. I'm down to keep Kellen Moore. Sanjay Law heard reports that they might keep him. Whatever. I don't really care too much about Sanjay Law. I'm down to get somebody else in there. Doug Nussmeier doesn't really move the needle very much for me. Mark Colombo, though, he might be staying. And the job that Lael Collins did this year, the progression, the improvement, I am down to keep Mark Colombo. Keith O'Quinn can get all the way out of here. Don't want him. And I don't think he's going to stay either. I pray that Keith O'Quinn is gone. I think he will be gone. Other assistants that are on staff, Andre Garrard, Kyle Valero, they're not going to stay. Or they might stay, but it doesn't really do at all. Defensively, this is where you might get change. This is where you might have actual adjustments. Because Chris Richard, Rod Marinelli, Ben Bloom, Greg Jackson, I believe all of these contracts are up. So if Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys want to go in a different direction with their staff, that could happen. Now, maybe you do something simple like Rod Marinelli retires officially, and Chris Richard makes the move as the full-time official defensive coach or defensive coordinator with complete control and no input coming in anymore from Rod Marinelli. Maybe Jason Witten retires and he becomes your tight ends coach. Just throwing that out there. But the defensive staff now getting that figured out, that's going to be the key thing for the Dallas Cowboys going forward. Now, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. That's chatsports.com/bet. That promo code Cowboys120. If you want to bet on the postseason, the remaining college football games, or playoff stuff, BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120. So McCarthy is in, and we will see how it turns out. The assistants that McCarthy puts together will need to be, of course, important, and that's going to be a huge factor in terms of the Cowboys overall. The commenters in that have now changed overall in terms of they were surprised, and now they've moved from excited, now they've moved to disappointed, all of that, blah, blah, blah. It's all very interesting and curious how that all turns out there, right? How quickly we turn on the new Dallas Cowboys head coach. We'll talk more about the defensive coordinator search, the potential offensive coordinator search as well as we move along. And I've seen this coming back a lot. It's very confusing to me. Guys, McCarthy's an upgrade. Now, you can't have 2018 Mike McCarthy. Make no mistake about that. But I want to believe he's changed. It's an upgrade for McCarthy versus Jason Garrett. The decision to go with McCarthy here, I think, was the right move in terms of the available candidates you were clearly actually targeting. You guys know me. I would have loved to brought in a Lincoln Riley. I would have been on board with a Urban Meyer, a Matt Rule. I believe the Cowboys in the search truly did want to find a coach with NFL experience. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they reached out to other non-coaches with NFL experience, but I believe this is the route they wanted to go. And when you look at the available options out there, the coaches who had NFL experience that you could have actually hired, I mean, shit, Jason has like the 4th best win percentage of those guys. So for me, this answer is obvious. If McCarthy's an upgrade from Jason Garrett, the answer is yes, of course. I saw somebody say, well, why didn't you go for Ron Rivera? Ron Rivera and Garrett are the same guys, except one guy went 15-1 one year. McCarthy's actually had more sustained success in the postseason. Yes, he had Aaron Rodgers, but doesn't he get at least some credit for helping develop Aaron Rodgers? At least a little bit? A little bit of it? Like, that's fair. I think the answer is one here. Like, I have no doubts about this that, yes, Mike McCarthy is an upgrade from Jason Garrett. You guys can put your votes in. I see mostly ones coming in right now, but for me, kind of a no-brainer. Maybe it's not the biggest possible upgrade. Yeah, it's still an upgrade.